Melek Ortabasi. I'm a faculty member in the World Literature program. My specialties are Japanese and German literature, but let me tell you first a little bit about world literature and what it is. I find that students, and I include myself as a student because I studied world literature as an undergraduate, there are two kinds of students. One kind is the kind who is found by world literature, and the other kind is the kind that searches it out. Let me clarify what I mean by that. I was one of those people who was found by world literature. I am from a mixed heritage family. I grew up speaking German and English and acquired Japanese later on. So by the time I got to university, it was sort of a natural choice. Oh, great, you know, I get to study all of the languages and literatures that I've already come into contact with. The other kind of student is the kind who is interested in the world, wants to know more, and is continually challenging themselves. And having both kinds of students as in the classroom is a real charge, I find. Now, what world literature is basically it's the cross-cultural study of literature. So it's not one national literature. We do study things in English, but with a view to understanding from what perspective these various world authors wrote their texts, and also what happens when texts get translated. So as an example, I'm going to talk about my course World Lit 201, East-West. When I teach this course, I choose to use Japan as a case study, but this by no means means that you have to speak Japanese. It also doesn't mean that you have to be particularly interested in Japan, because what we explore in this class is the age-old definitions of East and West, which change according to where you are. In this class, we talk about a variety of texts that are written about Japan from the Western perspective, and also a number of texts from Japan translated into English that talk about Japan's position in the world and what it means to be Japanese. And you'd be surprised to find that, well, those views don't often coincide. As one example, I'd like to introduce one of the texts I talk about. It's the novel by Arthur Golden, which came out in 1997, called Memoirs of a Geisha, which some of you may have heard of, or your parents read it. What we talk about is, well, is racism against Asians still alive? Do we see Asian women a certain way? And my students would usually say, no, we don't have racist views of Asians. And look, many of us are East Asian. Well, my answer to that is, well, then why was Memoirs of a Geisha so popular? It's been translated into 40 languages. It was written in English, by the way, and it was made into a movie, as some of you know, and it builds on a long tradition of views of Asian women. Here, for example, is a painting by Tissot, a French painter, from 1864. It is a painting of a Caucasian woman dressed as a Japanese woman with her robe conveniently open after the bath. This is a sort of sexualized presentation of Japanese women, one that has been popular for over 100 years. And it is also the same picture that we receive in Memoirs of a Geisha. So basically, what we talk about in this class is, do these things matter? Do the way we talk about and present our own identities and the identities of others, do these matter? Yes, they do. And in this class, we explore how to deconstruct those discourses.